get you by the goosebumps, goosebumps. Gotta get you by the goosebumps, gotcha. They're gonna get you by the goosebumps, goosebumps.
Hello and welcome back to Drunken Book Club, an official, unofficial Goosebumps podcast. I'm your host, Christopher the Hands Rupel. I'm playing the jazz today. Hi-da-dee-da-da-da-da-ho. And I'm joined with...
someone who's actually done piano lessons, Sam.
Were they murder?
In a way, but not in the same way.
Or were they moida?
I guess moida.
Ha-cha-cha-cha. And, well, obviously, Sam gave away what we read. I don't know why I said it like that. God, Sam, why would you give away what we read? It's supposed to be a surprise. They can't read the title of this podcast.
They can't see the picture that you put on X, or Twitter, or whatever.
Twitter, thank you very much. Yeah, we read Piano Lessons Can Be Murder, and I think I'm going to be frank and say, hi, my name is Frank. No, I actually really like this one a lot.
It was a good one. Like, it was a pretty solid one.
It's one that I remember being like, this is really fun. Like, it's kind of like this feels like it would be a later book, in all honesty, because that's when like all the weirdo books are, like Werewolf Skin, I Live in Your Basement, Chicken, stuff like that. That's like just, it's weird, but it's good. You know, Haunted School's another good example. Like it's those later, like it's in like the 40s all the way to 60s where you get these weird books, and this feels like an example of one of those, but it's like number 12? 13?
Number 13.
13.
Lucky number 13.
Ooh. But yeah, I was about to say, like, I wasn't surprised. I like this one a lot. In all honesty, it's a good book. It's a fun book. It's a kid book. And I just read this kid book.
Lick the book. Book.
Did you hear the Clone High got canceled again?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Clone High. I'm surprised you didn't know.
I didn't see anything on it. And on one hand, I'm, like, sad, but on the other hand, like, it got too soap opera-y for me.
Yeah, I agree. It really was
It was taking itself too seriously as a teen drama.
It really was. I don't like this one person's take where they're like, they took everything and changed everything and just ruined it. And I'm like, they didn't change everything. They just took what made it really good and kind of took one of the, like, instead of being a funny soap opera, they just made it a soap opera with some jokes here and there.
Yeah. But they kept some of the good stuff.
Yeah, they did. I was about to say, I do think there were some standout episodes, but yeah, I'm sad that we ended on a cliffhanger. I feel like it's always going to end on a cliffhanger, which is the best part. And we're always just going to be like, what could have been?
Yeah, but I'm kind of okay in a weird way. Like, I'm kind of good with it. Like,
I'm okay with it too.
Unlike the other, where season 1, it was like, oh.
Yeah, that was a shame because, you know, a lot of one season shows were around that time. You know, you had Clone High, Mission Hill, Oblong. Well, Oblong secondly had 2 seasons. Ooh, but like 14 episodes in total.
Yeah.
Baby Blues, I think, was 1 season, but was titled as 2 seasons. Was like still 14 episodes.
Yeah.
It's 1 season. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but it's one of those where it didn't get like a full run that it could have.
Yeah. But I digress. Sam, what did you pregame on this episode?
I did my old standby of Dr. Pepper with a shot of cherry vanilla whiskey.
Yummer. I made a drink for this episode, and I wanted to share it with Sam, but I nearly choked during dinner, choked to death. It's like, oh, Chris is overreacting. No,
like, you were like, I was worried that I was going to have to try to remember how to do the Heimlich.
Yeah, Sam was like getting up, being like, oh my god. She fainted.
I did not faint.
Like the wimpy Sam that she is.
Like the 19th century waif.
Yeah, she's like, oh no.
And I even got up in the chase lounge that we have and just...
Yeah, she just fell over. But no, like, I nearly choked on God, I don't even know what size that would be considered. Like an ant's size piece of like burger went down, like it went down my pipe before I was like ready to swallow, and it went down the wrong pipe. It went down the windpipe, and I'm just like choking and like trying to get this shit out. I mean, I got it out on my own, no help needed. Take that, liberals. I don't know why I say this.
What does that have to do with anything?
The liberals created the Heimlich, and I did not need the Heimlich. They're turning the Heimlich gay. I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're
I'm a little
saying
drunk,
either.
honestly. I feel like
You haven't had many drinks in a while.
I've not been drinking at all, really, in all honesty. And this, I mean, what I'm drinking today is pretty strong. And also, it probably didn't help that I did have a bit of lack of oxygen to the brain.
Yeah, that can definitely.
In an emergency. I probably shouldn't be drinking, but hey, here we are,
No, you know what sucks?
Huh.
Is I was like, okay, I'll have this. And like literally as I'm finishing my drink, I get a headache.
Oh, that's always the worst.
And I'm like, I can't take Tylenol because...
You just had it. I mean, you can after a few hours, but don't do it too soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, right now I can't because
No.
I literally finished it like a minute before we started recording.
Yeah. That sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is.
That's how they all say it. But I'm currently drinking something that its original title is Back in Black, but I'm changing to Bach in Black. Or Back in Bach also works as well. What it is it's a full shot of tequila, a third shot of orange liqueur. I use triple sec. You could use whatever orange liqueur you may have. Like all those commercials that have been going around where you can only make a margarita with 3 ingredients. Shut the fuck up. You need that margarita mix. It makes it extra awesome.
Like, you don't...
It's the hard stuff.
It's one of those, you don't need it, but it does make it better.
It does. It really does. And then you fill the rest with Coca-Cola, which I, when I made my order for our dinner, I was like, I'm getting a Coke with no ice, so I can make sure I have plenty of drink, and I was able to make at least 2 drinks with a full cup of ice. Pretty decent drink. I think I'd rather stick with the rum and Coke in all honesty. But this one, if you like tequila and orange liqueur, it tastes like it tastes kind of like a margarita. I feel like all drinks with tequila kind of overpowers everything and makes it taste like tequila. So it makes me think, oh, this is just another margarita. And that's why margarita mix is important. So you can taste something different from fucking tequila.
The other thought I had is there a drink called like a black and white or something like that, or...
Probably, but I like the Back in Bach because it's more piano themed.
Well, black and white, the piano keys are always black and white.
Sam, it's like ebony and ivory go together in perfect harmony. Bitch.
You just proved my point.
Go sing your fucking ballad somewhere else. This ain't no House of Blues. This is a House of Dues. Now pay up. We watched Mitch Hedberg, and I don't know why I'm talking like him.
Because you'll do that. It's also why we can't watch any kind of roast, because then you'll just roast me for the next, like, hour and a half.
I will, yeah. I mean, I'm a good roaster for what it's worth, but
you are.
It brings out the worst in me. I'm a child. I imitate what I see, and I will just do it.
I feel like it's an autism thing.
It probably is.
Because I know, like, masking...
But hey, you know what, though? I don't go killing people. I watch plenty of slashers. I don't kill nobody.
I mean, that's
I just fuck. What, Sam? Too good to be true. He's never been laid. All right, let's get into this book. We've gone way too long without even talking about this book.
My phone dropped like 10% battery.
Oh, jeez. Are you gonna be okay?
It might die.
We can share phones.
Yeah.
I'll just toss it to you.
I can have it for right now until it dies.
Just keep it off for now.
Okay.
All right, Sam. What were your first impressions for Piano Lessons Can Be Murder? I knew what was gonna happen. I knew the bonkers ass fucking story, but what did you expect would happen in this book?
So I figured,
especially with a cover like this, which we'll go over next.
So I figured it was going to be something about the piano teacher being insane, because
that's fair.
I was gonna say it's one of those and it has and the name of the guy's like fucking Dr. Shriek, right?
Yeah, it's Dr. Shriek, yep.
So...
Which, fun fact, in the TV show episode, which I didn't show to Sam, he's played by the guy who plays, what's it called? Dr. Vink. Yeah, from the Are You Afraid of the Darks? With a va.
Honestly, the description reminded me of my dad.
I can understand that, but honestly, when you watch this, if I ever show you the TV show episode, you'll be like, oh, that's just my dad. Like...
Well, no, the fact that they describe him as a Santa-like guy... Yeah.
Without a beard.
Which he's done before, and it's always weird when he does it.
Yeah.
I love my dad, but it just doesn't look right.
No.
I'm always like, put the beard back on, Dad. Put the beard back on. With the twinkly blue eyes.
Yep, twinkly blue eyes.
Like, that is my dad.
Yeah. I was about to say, Dr. Shriek is your dad.
Yeah, at least he was never weird about my hands.
That is true. Was he ever weird with any of his students? Ooh, he was a teacher.
I don't think he was,
You have amazing hands, my dear.
Considering that, like, his students still, like, will visit him and, like, want to take pictures with him. Still to
they
this
have
day.
amazing hands.
They're not like, ooh, look at my hands.
Look at my hands, Mr. Hager. Please call me Dr. Shriek. Alrighty, so that's kind of what your first impression was of this one?
Yeah.
Anything else?
I didn't really have much, because it's a pretty minimalist cover.
Yeah. Which I'm going to go over now. I wouldn't call this a masterpiece, but I wouldn't insult it either. It's a quirky, weird cover that makes me smile. We have a pair of disembodied hands playing the curviest piano I've ever seen. It's goofy, and I like it. Also, the reds and purples are super vibrant and really draw my eyes to this cover. Like, it's a really gorgeous, like, cover, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I really like it, honestly. Like, it's very minimalist, but it works on that.
It's beautiful. And you were gonna say something, though?
Oh, no, I just have a thought that I'll put when we get to the big, like, twist and, like, the end.
What the twist?
Because it ties in with that.
Okay, fair enough. Alrighty, time to get into the story. Chapter 1. Jerry has moved into a new house. He explores the new house and is forced by his parents to watch their cat Bonkers after playing a dumb prank on them.
Still better than watching the TV show Bonkers.
Bonkers. He decides to ignore his parents' orders and explore some more.
What I also love is he leaves the door open and be like, hopefully the cat will run away.
He's like, get the fuck out of here, cat.
He's like, if I leave the door open, maybe he'll just run away. Such a little shit.
This book has a lot of cat slander.
Also, Jerry's just kind of a little shit.
Yeah, I like Jerry, but he's also a little shit. Like, he's a great little shit.
I feel like you and him would be friends.
Yeah,
like-
I've had friends like Jerry, in all honesty. I won't name names, but I have had Jerry friends in my life. I was about to say, there was definitely one kid I was... Because Jerry's, like, class clown funny, you know? And that's how I know this was definitely an R.L. Stine written one, because Jerry is fucking R.L. Stine. Let's not lie to ourselves here. You know, he's being a little class clown, being a little stinker. I was never this kind of class clown, you know, of like, oh, I'm falling down, it's my favorite hobby kind of class clown.
Yeah, he says that, and I'm like, you need to get a different hobby. Like, I don't know what, but...
He just has ADD.
That
or
boy,
ADHD.
right.
So he makes plans in his head of what each room will be and eventually comes upon the attic. His dad tells him not to go up alone, so the pair head up together. There's not much up there, but something up against the wall that's covered by a quilt. Jerry removes the quilt, and it's a piano! And it's in good shape. That night, Jerry can't get to bed. He soon hears someone playing the piano upstairs. It's a sad song. He goes up there alone to see what's going on. What's going on?
Bye, bye, Miss American Pie.
Why are you doing that one?
It's a sad song.
Yeah, I guess it is. Chapters 2 through 3.
It doesn't sound sad, but it is pretty
It is very
depressing
sad.
when you listen to the lyrics.
Oh yeah, it's the day the music died.
Yeah.
Chapters 2 through 3. As Jerry makes his way up to the attic, the sad, slow music continues. When he turns the lights on, the music stops and no one is there. As Jerry inspects the area around the piano, he hears someone coming up the attic stairs. It's Dad! It's Dad! Sorry, I think that was my initial quote, was to reference Bluey there. He scolds Jerry for waking him up, and when Jerry says he heard music, his dad thinks it's just one of his practical jokes. Jerry doesn't argue, though. On the way back to bed, Jerry's dad asks if he'd like to learn the piano, and Jerry figures, why not?
That's fair.
Right? As Jerry tries once more to go to bed, he hears the piano start playing once more. Chapter 4. The next day, Jerry wakes up and gets ready for his first day at a new school. When he heads downstairs, he notices the attic stairs are down. He swears he shut it up tight before he went to bed, but maybe something let it loose.
It's just bonkers.
It is an old house after all. Jerry plays a trick on his dad, and we skip ahead to the next evening. I had to skip so much shit because it's just like, okay, this is pointless. Okay, come on. He once more hears the piano music, but is too tired to check on it. That's a mood. The next morning, Jerry asks his mom if she heard the piano last night, but once more she thinks he's pulling her leg. That afternoon, the movers move the piano to the family room downstairs, and as they're about to sit down, Mom screams.
Chapter 5. The cat is about to be squashed, but it jumps out of the way. Skip ahead to Saturday afternoon, and Jerry is waiting for his piano teacher. He's an older man that vaguely looks like Santa Claus, and his name is Dr. Shriek. Jerry will have lessons with Dr. Shriek at home, but if he shows promise, Shriek will have him come to his school.
Which is for the best. He is a hand pervert.
Yeah, he is. Although I don't think that's really good that it's like going to the place that he controls.
Yeah, but they don't know he's a hand pervert yet.
True.
And he doesn't tell his parents either.
Yeah.
Always tell your parents if you know a hand pervert.
Just a pervert in general.
And perverts specifically, because they can do a lot more.
They're very hands-on.
They're very hands-on.
Promise come to the school. Before Shriek teaches the boy anything, he examines the piano, then Jerry's hands. He finds Jerry's hands to be beautiful. Shriek then stops fantasizing about little boy hands.
I'm sorry, I got Sam to say that.
And teaches Jerry some basics before leaving him with a workbook. Jerry has a funny feeling about this hand pervert.
I love when I make these notes because I can make Sam say the dumbest things. And she has to say them.
I mean, I don't have to, but I'll do it.
Because it's funny.
Yeah. But it sounds like I made the joke for a second before you say you made it.
Oh, please. Everyone knows I make the jokes. You're just the joke.
Chapters 6 through 7. That night, Jerry once more hears piano music. He heads downstairs to find out who it is. When he's about to find out, someone behind him lets out a horrifying cry and pushes him to the floor. It's everyone's favorite cat, Bonkers!
I put that in the notes as well.
Jerry's parents come out to see what the kerfuffle was. Jerry says he heard piano music, and his parents don't believe him. We once more skip ahead in time to Friday afternoon at school, and Jerry meets a girl named Kim Lee Chin. She lives across the street from him. She plays the violin. When Jerry says he's learning the piano from Dr. Shriek...
Okay, this is our first Asian representation. She also plays the violin? This was a little stereotypical?
Yeah, I'm like...
At least it's not Cho Chang.
Yeah, but as soon as he's like, oh, hey, I play...
But you know what? I think it's kind of fair because we do need another person playing an instrument. And I feel like violin's kind of like the easy one to be like, oh, they play the violin.
I mean, clarinet is also one of those, like...
Yeah.
Everyone played the fucking clarinet in middle school.
Yeah. But that was because of Squidward, and Squidward didn't exist yet. Everyone wanted to be Squidward.
I want to think she does, like, the Tina runaway.
Right.
Chapters 8 and 9. Jerry has another lesson with Dr. Shriek. Shriek is having Jerry play a beginner's piece by Bach. Shriek tells Jerry that his fingers are alive, and after each playthrough, he demands that Jerry try once more faster. Even though Jerry doesn't want to play this piece anymore, Shriek demands he play it faster, and his hands listen and Shriek begin to play quickly. Shriek can begin to play quickly. Jerry begs for them to stop, but they only listen to Shriek's instructions. Jerry is playing so fast he can't tell if he's playing the notes correctly at all. He continues to play even though his hands are ache in pain, but soon Jerry awakens from this nightmare.
It's a creepy nightmare sequence.
It is.
Like, I don't know, like, I play the bass really quick. I'm a fast bass player. I play metal and grindcore stuff, so I have to play fast, and it hurts like crazy sometimes to play that fast. It's mostly in the wrist for me, because, like, I mean, obviously my fretting hand is not going to hurt that much because I'm, like, not moving as much, but fucking my pick hand is hurting like crazy, and I get those cramps every now and then.
Oh no, I get it. I was gonna say I've played five different instruments.
Yeah, name them.
Piccolo, flute, trombone, baritone, piano.
Flute and piccolo are the same.
I've also dabbled in cornet.
That's better.
Sore.
Piccolo is an instrument. That's the black guy from Dragon Ball.
But no, I was like, this is gonna be a dream.
She doesn't doubt it. She sucked his cock.
What does...
I'm drunk.
What the fuck was that, Chris?
Dragon, rock the dragon.
I have had those dreams, though, when you, like, hurt and then you realize it's because your hands are asleep or something like that.
Yeah, oh.
And those are always freaky, because you're like...
I haven't had one of those in a very long time, but it is a weird experience.
I've had ones where my leg cramps.
Oh, that's bad.
And, like, it's freaky, because, like, usually, I remember, especially as a kid, I'd tell myself I can't feel anything, so it's just a dream. Like,
yeah.
I could kind of... But if you feel it, you're like, oh no.
Right.
It means it's real. So, it's still Friday night. He then once more hears the piano music and heads downstairs to see who it is. As he approaches the piano, he can hear music, but no one is there. As he asks who's there, an apparition appears before his eyes.
Chapter 10. The ghostly figure before Jerry begins to take the shape of a woman. Jerry asks who she is, but all she says is this is her house and her piano. Jerry tries to get more info from her, but her face melts off, revealing her skull, and she screams at Jerry to stay away from her piano. Jerry tries to run away, but his legs won't cooperate. He tries to call for help, but they just come out as dry, quiet whispers. Help me. The ghost continues to scream at Jerry to stay away, and Jerry is finally able to cry for help. His parents rush towards him, and he tells his dad there's a phantom!
I knew you were gonna do that, because if you are, if nothing...
Ghost.
A man of habit.
Chapter 11. As his parents enter the room with the piano, there's no sign of a ghost. Jerry tries to convince them there was one, but they're concerned for their son. They think he needs to see a doctor, to at least have someone to talk to and help him, which, bravo to them?
Yeah, I was gonna say, not the worst take, like... They're like, we don't believe in the ghost, but we do know you're freaking out, so let's...
Like, you moved to a new house. This is a difficult time for you. You're at a new school. We care about you, son.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is like the first time they actually go through with it.
Versus just, we're going to send you to the doctor. And they're like, no!
I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't want to go to the doctor. It's actually basement, but I changed the lyrics because I'm clever like that. A modern day Weird Al, they say, and I say, no, I'm a fraud. Jerry can't believe this and tells them he's not nervous about anything, just the ghost he has seen. Jerry heads back to bed, contemplating what he's seen. When he enters his room, he finds the ghost is there waiting for him. Chapters 12 and 13. It is his fucking bed sheets. He starts to fall asleep, and once more the piano music starts again. The next day, Jerry has his lesson with Dr. Shriek. He has the boy play scales, and he thinks Jerry's ready to come to his school to learn piano. Lessons are on Friday after school. Sometime later that week, Jerry has an appointment with a psychiatrist named Dr. Fry. The doctor asks Jerry about his new home and what's been going on, and when Jerry talks about the ghost, Jerry is disappointed to learn that the doctor doesn't believe him either. As Jerry leaves the office, icy cold hands grab his neck.
Chapters 14 through 16. It's Mom's cold, dead hands. She was just trying to get his attention. It's now Friday, and Mom is taking Jerry to Dr. Shriek's school. When they get there, the school looks like an old haunted house. Jerry enters the school and gets lost because there are no signs or anyone to greet him.
Right? That shit fucking blew me away. Like, how is there not? Then
Honestly,
again, I did enter a school literally yesterday, and it took me a second to realize, oh, the office is literally to my immediate left, but I probably would have run past it if I hadn't noticed it.
Honestly, as someone who attended private music schools,
Yeah.
it tends to be in, like, the weirdest fucking buildings,
Fair enough.
and tends to be run with people with no sense of, like, how to organize.
Fair enough.
So it doesn't surprise me at all.
Okay, realistic. Bravo, Stein, for
Yeah, I was
having
gonna
something
say,
realistic for once.
I don't know if that was actually purposeful realism, but it is realism.
I feel like it's probably not. It is a pretty scary feeling, though, of being, like, lost in somewhere where you're not familiar with.
Oh, yeah. He comes upon a large beast that looks hungry. As Jerry's about to run away from it, he's met by Dr. Shriek. Dr. Shriek explains that it's the floor sweeper that was created by their janitor, Mr. Toggle. Dr. Shriek then takes the bot to his first lesson.
Takes the boy. I must have had robot on the mind.
His lesson goes well and Jerry leaves, but once more he gets lost in the school, and when he thinks he has found the exit, a voice tells him, "No, you don't." Chapter 17. A firm grip takes hold of Jerry, and the voice tells him, "That's not the exit. It's Mr. Toggle." He says he'll take Jerry to the right exit. Mr. Toggle tells Jerry that Shriek has informed him that he has excellent hands. Good old hand perverts. Jerry isn't sure what to say, but follows Toggle to the exit. After dinner that night, Jerry's parents ask him to show off what he's learned today. He doesn't want to, but gets forced into playing. When he's about to play, the keys start playing on their own, as if someone was banging them. His parents think it's him, but Jerry isn't playing the piano.
Yet they don't believe him. He clearly doesn't. I'm pretty. How I'm seeing this image in my mind is that he just has his hands about to play something, and you just hear ding, 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 ding.
Well, and I'm like, usually most beginner pianos will have you start at middle C.
Yeah.
And I think they said low noises, right?
Yeah, I believe it was low. Yes, low or high.
Low is all the way, like, way further down.
I mean,
You'd be able
for
to
what it's
tell.
worth, his parents are stupid.
I mean, true. But I'm just more saying, like...
They're book smart, but not piano smart.
Like, I'm just saying you could tell which notes would be hitting.
They're stupid, Sam.
They'd see the keys moving on their own.
They're stupid, Sam.
Okay. Fair enough. Then they just probably are used to Jerry
They're
being...
used to Jerry being a fucking dildo.
Yeah. Chapters 18 and 19. His parents don't believe him and send him to his room. A week passes and it's another Friday afternoon. When Jerry goes to school, Mr. Toggle shows off some of his other machines he has built. Jerry is impressed, but is late to his lesson. As he leaves, Toggle's workroom, as he passes, has some cabinets. He swears he hears someone calling for help faintly. Help me. When Jerry asks about it, Toggle says it's nothing. That's not a red flag at all.
Help me.
Jerry hears more cries for help, but can't work up the courage to ask more about it, so he runs off to his lesson. That Saturday afternoon, Jerry is shoveling snow outside when he sees Kim from school. They talk a bit, and he offers for her to come inside with some hot chocolate. As they have their hot chocolate, Jerry finally asks why she ran away one time. She says it's because she didn't want to talk about the Shriek School, because it's scary, and she's heard some stories from them.
She's heard about the hand perverts.
They're hand perverts there. They're just weirdos that are really fixated on hands.
Yeah. Chapter 20. Kim says that there are monsters there. Jerry tells her that the only monsters are the mechanical beasts that Mr. Toggle has made. She also claims kids go in and don't come out, and this concerns Jerry and reminds him of the voices he heard yesterday. He then tells her that the school is just old and looks creepy, and the real haunted thing is his piano. Yet once again, no one believes him that the piano is haunted. Kim heads home, and as Jerry walks her out, the piano starts to play a jumbled mess of a tune. Ding, 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 ding. Chapters 21 through 22. It's Bonkers! That crazy cat. That night, once more, Jerry hears the sad piano music, and once again treks downstairs to see the ghost once more. As he approaches her once more, she stops playing and says that the stories about the school are true. She then turns around and reveals she has no hands, and she must scream. No, but stumps. She has stumps. And it stumped Jerry. Chapter 23. Jerry wails in terror, awakening his parents, who try their best to calm the mortified child. Jerry begs them to get rid of the piano and not let him take any more lessons. They tell him he doesn't have to keep going, but he does have one more lesson to attend, and then he needs to attend it so that he can at least tell Shriek that he's quitting the piano.
That's fair.
Which is very fair. I was about to say, that's a very fair thing to
They're
do.
like, we already paid for the lesson, and it's the last one anyways, so...
We skip ahead to the following Friday, and Jerry is at his final lesson. Before it starts, he informs Dr. Shriek that this will be the last. Shriek freaks out and tells him he can't quit. Not with those beautiful hands, and grabs the child like the pervert he is.
Chapter 24. Jerry escapes Dr. Shriek's grip and makes a dash for the front entrance. Dr. Shriek chases the boy. Jerry has trouble finding his way out and calls to Mr. Toggle for help. Jerry sees some double doors and thinks they're exit, but Shriek tells him not to go into the recital hall. Jerry ignores him and crashes into the recital hall. Inside are row after row of black pianos. Beside each stood identical instructors bobbing their heads. Playing the pianos was the most shocking thing, though. Floating hands! Chapters 25 through 26.
I feel like R.L. Stine watched the music video for the song. It's either Axel F or Rocket or whatever. You know, the doon 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 doon. Because there's like fucking robots being weird and shit.
Oh yeah. Chapters 25 through 26. Jerry freaks out and Shriek is now in the room with him. Jerry tries to escape, but trips, and Shriek is about to get the poor boy. As Jerry's about to get up, Shriek gets a hold of his leg. Toggle then enters the picture. He rushes over to control panel and flicks a switch, making Shriek let go of the boy. Jerry is shocked. Shriek is a goddamn robot.
Yeah, you heard her. Goddamn robot.
Jerry thanks Toggle for saving him and tries to leave, but Toggle says he's not going anywhere, and shows him a piano without hands, and tells him that this is where his hands will be playing.
This is your piano. This is my piano. It's made for me.
Chapters 27 through 28. Toggle explains that hands are too difficult to make. He has computer programs to make them play beautiful music. Jerry tries to run away once more, but is stopped by the ghost of his piano. The ghost ignores him and approaches Toggle. Her and all the ghosts of the disembodied hands approach him. They grab hold of Toggle and drag him into the woods outside near the school, never to be seen again.
He fucking died.
Good. That's kind of good. Like, I'm fine with that.
The hand pervert is dead.
A few weeks pass, and Jerry's family sells the piano. Jerry plans on trying out for the baseball team at school. He's been told he has great hands. The end.
I think that's the first time I ever let you do a the end.
Yeah.
Feels wrong. The end. I said it.
No, so the thing I just realized, like when I was like looking at that and we were talking about the cover, I don't know why it dawned on me just now. Player pianos and MIDI music.
Yeah? What about it?
You don't need to steal people's hands to make music on a piano. Literally, player pianos were around in the late 1800s. Bro was too... I'm saying Mr. Toggle...
He wants, what's it called? More than one playing at a time, and you know how expensive those are?
You know how fucking easy it would be to get different tracks and just get a fucking mixer?
He's too dumb. He's very hyperfixated on creating hands, Sam, and robots.
Also, the saxophone thing.
Yeah.
Because there's a thing where he shows one of the inventions where the saxophone blows air in itself, and you can just work on fingerings.
Yeah.
That's not going to help you get better at the saxophone, because you need to know how to control your airflow.
That is true. You do have to blow the notes, technically. Like, the automatic air is not going to know what notes you're trying, like how long you're going to play. Like, it's not going to know the difference from an 18th note and a quarter note.
Yeah. Like, it's not only the distant, like, not only is it a 16th note as a quarter note.
Yeah.
But the embouchure on a reed change it. Like, you're supposed to change your embouchure and change flow for different pitches, volumes.
There's actually a switch for that.
My point still fucking stands, because I know what I'm talking about.
Clearly, R.L. Stein's never played an instrument, so let's...
Also, with a saxophone, you know how you can practice your fingering without making a noise?
Fingering it?
Yeah, just practicing your fucking fingering. Like, you can just do it, just take the mouthpiece off. People do it all the goddamn time.
Sam practiced hers as her fingering.
Yeah, I did, actually.
She practiced her
fingering is not the hardest part of playing a wind instrument. Getting the right airflow.
He said fingering.
But yeah. I'm like, this guy is a fucking... Mr. Toggle is a fucking dumbass.
I just think R.L. Stein doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, so that's why it is like this. That's
he was right about, like, practicing scales and those basic things first, though.
I mean, I don't remember the entire story of this, but it kind of goes into what inspired the Stein, but the original inspiration for this was his son was trying to learn guitar, but he changed it to piano for some reason. I don't remember the exact reason, but he did. You know, I feel like that he probably watched his son have to learn scales and shit. I mean, it's learning guitar and learning piano are kind of similar in that sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, all instruments are the same, and like you kind of have to learn.
You have to learn the scales.
You have to learn the notes and the scales, and like how the different, like what a quarter note, a half note, like what all that means before you can do anything cool.
And that's why I'm a terrible bassist. I don't know my scales.
I knew one person that in middle school band.
Yeah.
They had the guitar. In jazz band, like we had to do with. In all of the bands, they had a thing called the 60-second club.
Mm-hmm.
All 12 scales, 60 seconds.
Yeah.
The guitarist got disqualified the first time he did it because he did it all on one string. He's like, Mr. Harrison was like, no, you have to actually use the different strings. You can't just...
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
Because he was like, see, I can do it. And it's like, yeah, it's easy because...
Yeah, you're using one fucking string.
Yeah.
That's not showing off any skills. So, Sam, do you have any notes for this one?
So, those were my two big notes. One of the things I did like is they didn't talk much about school.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't about the school.
Yeah.
And it was just nice to not have, like, weird pacing stuff of, like...
He went to school and he couldn't make any friends.
Yeah. It was also, like, my brain went, I know the piano's haunted for one reason. They pull it off, and the fact that the piano is in tune.
Right. Oh, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, actually, of, like... How is this piano still fucking in tune and nothing else is wrong with it?
Because it's gonna sound... If it's been in an attic for God knows how long,
yeah,
it's gonna sound like ass.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's
even
fucking
if it's
hot up there, it's possibly humid up there, for all we know, and that shit can fucking mess with a piano.
Well, and even if it's in a decent controlled environment, it just does that with time, because it's strings.
Exactly.
And, like, sometimes the hammer, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, a hammer could be busted or something, or
and that's
even the keys
was,
could be stuck.
And also, that's assuming it was in good condition when it was put up, too.
Yeah. Sam, do you remember what the two popular culture references were in this book?
I already saw down, like, I accidentally when I got
Nintendo
the
and Honda.
Yeah. So I was like, it's not gonna be a flex, because I just read.
Yeah. Bonkers is a topical name if they named it after the cartoon cat, since the show debuted that year. That's my fun fact about Bonkers.
Even though it looks nothing like it, because it's like a black cat with white spots.
Yeah, exactly. It's a black and white cat.
If it was an orange cat.
Yeah, it would be perfect.
I would have been like, oh yeah.
It had orange cat energy.
Yeah. I think it should have been an orange cat.
It should have. I mean, R.L. Stein doesn't know this stuff because he doesn't like cats. Cat slander, Stein.
To be fair, tuxedos can be a menace too.
Fair. But he doesn't know that. R.L. Stein doesn't know anything about cats. And he's like, what's it called? I can't wait till we read Cry of the Cat or one of the other, the other cat short story from the second Tales to Give You Goosebumps, because it's just cat slander.
So my favorite thing, by the way, full black cats are usually just babies, for the most part. Tuxedos are a fucking menace.
Yep.
I don't know why it is.
It's because they think they can be fancy and get away with it.
Oranges are just dumb.
Yeah.
And then calicos are little shits. I love the calicos I've house sat, but they are little shits.
Alright. So, as always, whenever someone mentions video games, it's time to do some research. Now, R.L. Stein has mentioned Super Nintendo before, so I'm going to guess, since Jerry said Nintendo, he means the NES. So here are some of the games released this year that he could be playing in his Nintendo game room.
Which I think the parents would be like, fucking Jerry, no.
Kirby's Adventure, one of my favorite NES games, by the way. It's the first Kirby game on a console. Amazing. Mario's Missing, one of Sam's favorite games.
No, it's not.
Yoshi's Cookie. I don't like that one. I think I said in a previous podcast, I don't care for Yoshi's Cookie. Battletoads and Double Dragon. The weirdest combo. Mighty Final Fight, the NES version of Final Fight. DuckTales 2. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the action game. That's the full fucking title. Tetris 2. Or maybe he's playing the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. Who knows?
He's gonna say it's Final Fight, but it's Kirby.
Yeah.
He's one of those kids that he's not gonna admit.
Well, Kirby looks pissed now, so it's okay.
Oh yeah,
It's American Kirby. It's American Kirby. He's cool. He's got angry eyebrows. Drag and drop. I like that Jerry wants to learn the piano so he can learn rock piano and eventually get synthesizers and start a band. He must be really into Depeche Mode. Because that's like the only band I could think of at the time that was still using synthesizers that was like cool, you know?
Another like weird red flag for me.
Yeah.
That I'm like just thinking as someone who's taken piano lessons. Mm-hmm. When he's like, when am I gonna get to learn how to play rock stuff? Yeah. And he's like, in time. The thing is most piano teachers would be like, if you want to play this, you have to understand all the pieces that go into it. And
I'm just thinking like, he wants to play rock piano, so he only needs to know like 3 chords.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just thinking
if he can
he's
do
like
a 4-chord song, he's probably fine.
That's all fucking is rock piano. Like, at least old school rock and roll. Like, fucking... God, that shit was fucking annoying. Sorry.
No, you're good, because, yeah, some of it I'm like, no.
It's the fucking same shit over and over again. Fucking not Chubby Checker, fucking Fats Domino's. He was fucking the worst about that shit. It was the same fucking thing he was playing.
Elton John was better.
Yeah, well, duh.
Like, he's
not gonna play Elton John. He's gonna play fucking Depeche Mode. He's gonna play Typo Negative.
But and to understand it, you just have that's any good music teacher.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Would just be like, oh no, you can learn this.
Stein doesn't know this stuff.
And I was gonna give him shit about like there are like beginner piano books for rock stuff.
Yeah.
Those weren't super common until like the late 2000s.
What was? Sorry?
Like beginner like rock piano or other music books, because like I remember like that was slowly starting to become more of a thing.
Yeah.
As I was getting out of music. And I'm like, where were you?
Both movers use red and white bandanas, signaling the fact that they're both interested in fisting or masturbating for possibly fisting themselves as a form of masturbation. I did research.
I just love that you think they're adhering to the hanky code while they're moving.
Yes.
No, what if the dad knew that? Just like the dad was like, I'm gonna go have a talk with these men.
So you're interested in watching me fist myself while you masturbate?
Yes.
Alright, I can do this. Honey, get the glube.
The glube?
The good lube. The 5-gallon tub of lube.
Just pulls out like an oil drum of lube.
Industrial sized lube, baby. Page 27. Spongy is mentioned.
His hand was red and kind of spongy.
Hey. Hints at Shriek being a robot. The way he walks is very stiff, as mentioned in Chapter 5. Chapter 16, Shriek mentions that they couldn't do anything without Mr. Toggle. And Chapter 17, he says that he programmed Shriek to say that he was a mechanical genius. Jerry thinks this is a joke at the time.
It's not a joke.
I was about to say, three decent hints at Dr. Shriek being a robot.
Yeah.
Even though the walking stiff, very true to old people like that.
I can say my dad also kind of walks like that. That doesn't mean he's a robot. He's just old.
Your dad's been replaced. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato. Here's my lovely assistant, Diane. Sorry,
Time to just tweak his nipples incredibly hard.
Thank
you, Rugrats.
Thank you, Rugrats. Real Robot, great episode. That episode still holds up. Like, early season Rugrats still holds up really well.
They purple nurpled him.
They did purple nurple him. So Stein never says what Bach piece Jerry plays in Chapter 8. Here are my guesses, and I will let Sam do her guesses, for beginner kind of Bach. Prelude in C major. Toccata in D minor without the other part. I forgot what it's called.
Without the fugue.
Yeah, without fugue. Minuet in G, or Jesu Joy of Man's Desiring.
Based on an absolute beginner?
Yes.
To be fair, it is a dream.
Yes, it is a dream.
So,
I did research before I remembered it was a dream, in all honesty. And I was like, I want to do research.
So my thought is, based on a kid, like what he would probably know would be Jesu Joy Joyman's Desire, because that's one that you'll hear, like, even in church and shit.
Yeah, it's a very simple one. I mean, all the ones I said were very simple.
Oh, yeah. I would probably say, realistically, as a piano teacher, probably Prelude in C major, because there's no sharps.
Yes.
Following that, I would say Prelude in G major, because that's one that you've heard me play.
Yeah.
When I was over at a place house sitting and there's a piano, it's the da 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 da.
I was about to say, they're all pretty much just scales, aren't they, for the most part?
Not quite.
Like, not quite, but, like, you know what I mean.
They're pretty simple. Like, they're not a huge range. You don't have to figure out crazy hand placement.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of, like, one hand. There's not some polyrhythmic stuff going on with the hands. Because that's always what throws me off.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd say intermediate. I'm not, like...
Yeah.
I know how to do the basic scales. I know some basic theory. I'm not great with, like...
You can play basic songs.
Yeah. I was able to
Would
play...
you say you're a basic bitch?
Yes. I'm able to play Let It Be on the piano.
Yes, she can. I've seen her do it. I let her be.
But yeah, so my guess would probably be out of those three.
Gotcha. Do you have any theories of what the sad piano music might be? I have my list, but I kind of want to hear what you might say.
So, my first thought, it tends to be like some of the standard sad ones.
Yeah.
My brain's...
I like how she's like standard sad ones.
Well, my brain is spacing on it.
Alright, I'll go ahead and say mine. It might help you out. So here are a couple of my guesses in all honesty. Bach Concerto in D minor. I probably pronounced that incorrectly.
Concerto.
Concerto. Mozart Lacrimosa. Beethoven Moonlight Sonata. That one's
that's the one that I was thinking of.
That's the classic one right there.
Because that's just like such the...
Chopin's Funeral March. I was about to say very classic one there.
Chopin.
Whatever. I don't fucking... If he wants me to pronounce his name right, he can come out of the grave and tell me. Fucking ghost motherfucker. You can't tell me shit. I ain't getting near a fucking piano. There's a fucking funeral march going on there. Sati Gymnopede number 1.
I know the song, but yeah.
And Debussy. Clair de Lune.
That's the other one, was Clair de Lune. Was the other thing I thought of.
Yeah.
Another one that could work, For Elise.
For Elise, indeed. Yeah.
Because that one is a very melancholic.
It does.
It's also pretty simple.
Yeah, very. I was about to say, and that was not who he was married to at the time. Beethoven was a pimp. Alright, my last two notes are, Jerry finds every girl he meets to be pretty. Because I believe he says that the ghostly girl is pretty, and then Kim is pretty.
Yeah.
And my final note is, did Toggle create modern day AI artwork? Because he can't get the hands right?
What was the other thing I noticed?
And he has to steal other people's stuff to get it right?
He did. He did. Don't be like Mr. Toggle. Don't do AI.
Yeah, don't be an asshole.
Don't do that.
Alrighty, I guess it's time to get into what inspired the Stein. Stein has said that the story itself was inspired by the 1955 film The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T. Sam, are you familiar with this movie?
I am not.
It was written by Dr. Seuss. Yeah. It is about a piano teacher enslaving children to practice piano forever.
That's horrifying.
Yes. It's very accurate as well. I also think there's a little bit of Alien thrown in there, with Shriek being a goddamn robot, and that being like one of the twists. Because one of the twists in Alien, movie from the 70s, is that Ash is a goddamn robot.
Yeah.
And I'll always say Ash is a goddamn robot, even though that line is not in the movie as far as I remember.
I don't know.
I just like saying it like that.
I've never seen Aliens, so.
And like I said earlier, it was also inspired by true events of his son taking guitar lessons.
Yeah.
So there's also that. Sam, do you have any random questions? Because I actually don't, because I kind of asked them in my section of, like, what songs would be playing.
What songs would you want to learn how to play on piano?
September Sun by Typo Negative.
Nice.
Because that's a very good piano song. I don't know if you know that one.
One of the ones that I tried to learn, but I struggled with learning.
Yeah.
Still Alive. Because it's one of those I understand.
Yeah, you always try playing that whenever we're at a piano.
Because I know the notes.
Yeah.
The problem is trying to get the rhythm on the left hand and the right hand to work together but not be together, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense, because that's a very intermediate piano thing, is like not doing synchronization of the hand movements, but doing independence.
Because you have to keep an 8th beat time of the chord switching between... What is it? A minor, yeah. Da 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 da. Because it's switching between...
This is a triumph.
B minor and A major.
Huge success.
Because it's doing that to kind of make ominous without being ominous.
Yes.
And then it switches to F major halfway through and then back.
Yep, very fun. I was supposed to, I always have fun listening to Sam whenever she tries to play that one, because I know she's trying her best.
Yeah. And that one's a hard one, because, yeah.
They work hard, they play hard.
Hot stuff coming through.
All right, Sam. That's honestly all the questions I have. In all honesty, I don't have too many for this one because, like I said, I kind of asked them already.
And I don't really have a better title for this book.
I've kind of given up that idea.
Like, it's cool for some of them, but like for this one, I'm like, it's pretty accurate. Like,
I would rename this one "Hand Perverts."
It could have been a MIDI.
Yeah, could have been a MIDI. Hand Perverts. So, Sam, what did you think of this one? What's your final thoughts on Piano Lessons Can Be Moida?
My book report?
Yeah, your book report.
I think overall, it's a pretty solid book.
It's a solid bump,
like,
right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's got some good scary moments. Like,
Yeah.
even the fake-outs are pretty well earned.
I'd say it's like a 50-50 on the fake-outs.
Yeah. Which, honestly, it's better than some of them, which...
Yeah. Because some of the actual fake-outs are actually scary, because, like, fucking Bonkers jumps on his back and fucking claws at him and fucking rips his shirt. That's scary.
Yeah, I'm like, that. Even if it's not a ghost, that's still, like, holy shit.
You have an abusive cat.
Like, that cat...
That cat hates people.
I house sit one cat that beats me up, and she's not even that fucking bad.
Yeah.
She doesn't jump me.
Yeah, no.
She'll just, like, randomly hiss at me. Like, she'll want me to come pet her, and then she'll hiss at me.
Yeah, I know. She did the same thing to me.
Yeah.
And then I would what's it called, like, pet her and like what's it called? I would move super fast so she couldn't bite or smack me, and she was getting pissed at me.
One time, the skinny butt dog,
Yeah.
barked at her for me.
Good old skinny butt. Yeah, because fucking what's it called? The German Shepherd's not gonna do it. That one's too sweet.
She's such a sweet girl.
Some poor dog.
Poor little scared dog.
But what else do you have to say about this one?
So-
What do you give it out of 5?
I would say probably a solid... I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5? That seems pretty fair to me. I rather like this one, but it has some major flaws in its structure. Like most people, I get rather tired of the fake scares at the end of chapters. But some of them are actually good scary moments, like we said. I'm also not a big fan of Jerry as a character overall. He kinda gets what he deserves when it comes to his parents not believing him.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at of like, I wouldn't believe the parents after all the shit he's done.
You mean we wouldn't believe Jerry?
Yeah.
Because you said you didn't believe the parents.
I don't blame the parents, I think is what I was trying to say.
Yeah. He's not the worst, and he also checks all the boxes of being a stereotypical goose kid, of just making up stories, being a class clown, being kind of stupid. But I really like the tone in this one. There's some decent scares in here. I also love Dr. Shriek as one of the villains. He's just really creepy. He's a fucking hand pervert. Like, he's legit a hand pervert.
I made this robot to be a hand pervert.
Yes.
Just like me.
I made him to be like me. Perverted for hands.
I wonder if that's why the hands were weirdly spongy, because he couldn't quite get it right.
Yeah, there you go. Blame Spongy. I also that ending is creepy and weird with the whole they took him into the woods, never to be seen again. He's dead. The ghost killed him.
Which, I mean, again, understandable considering.
It feels almost too bonkers for this early of a Goosebumps. Pun intended. This one is pretty darn good, despite its flaws. I give Piano Lessons Can Be Moida 4 floating hands out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I enjoyed this one. As much as it is a very flawed book, it's a really entertaining one. Like, it's definitely high on the entertainment value.
Yeah, it's not one that I'm like, oh my god, why are we reading this?
Yeah, why
what
are we
did my
doing
life
this?
become?
The hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I'm just a shriek.
I'm a hand weirdo.
So, I'm staring at that girl's hands.
Those are some good hands. Oh.
Oh. Oh. She is doing sign language for me. She is so hot. I can't keep it in my pants. Oh. That's the end of this one. Thank you so much for joining us on our adventure of Piano Lessons Can Be Moida. I kind of want to hear your guys' opinion on this one. Leave a comment, leave a review down below saying what you might like about this one, or what you don't like about this one.
Or what Bach piece you thought he played.
Yeah, what Bach did he play? What sad piano music did he play? Did he play September Sun before September Sun even existed? I highly doubt it, but that'd be pretty cool. He wants to play that rock piano. But, I'd like to say thank you so much for joining us this week. Make sure to join us on Patreon at patreon.com/Drunken Book Club. Join our patrons, Trey and Wees. It's $1 a month. You get bonus content. You get bonus notes, not bonus notes, but you get the show notes for this episode. You get you get 1 to 2 bonus episodes a week. I only did one this past week because I got busy with my birthday.
Woo.
Busy on my birthday. I didn't get busy. I was too full.
We just kind of sat in a food coma.
We had too much Pizookie. Our food came late. I was pissed. my poor mom.
Oh, yeah, that felt so bad.
But yeah, join us on there. It's $1 a month. You get plenty of bonus content, early episodes, and so much more. Sam, any final thoughts?
Let your parents know if you ever deal with a hand pervert.
Agreed. Next week, we read a book not about hands, but about feet. Stay tuned for that one, ya feet perverts.